Hey Robin, how you going? I just thought I'd send you a couple of videos. I know that you're a traveler at the moment. It might be more difficult to keep reading long emails, but I wanted to address a couple of things. Firstly, when we were talking yesterday about this element of wanting to put out the truth, obviously there's something we need to discuss on that, the whole thing of the Book of Enki. Because that is fiction, all right? It's not based on actual tablets. Even though the book is written as 13 tablets, those tablets don't actually exist. So when I met Sitchin back in 1995 in London, he signed the books. I went to one of his lectures where he actually went through essentially what was the Book of Enki in his lecture. And I spoke to him afterwards and I said, thank you for this, because you've explained it in such a succinct way, because I've been trying to read these books and it's overwhelming with just the amount of information. And he had got as a lot of feedback from everybody else. And so he had done all these translations of all of these different works, but he wanted to create a story piecing it together. So when we talk about the actual truth of the Sumerian tablets, there's only very, very small amounts. Even though there's 40,000 tablets, most of them, it's like business records, So the major one is the Enumeri Lish, which is actually, I put in the appendices. Okay, so that's the origin story. That's the stuff about all the planets and being gods and all that. So the Enumeri Lish is probably one of the most famous parts. That is absolute fact, written in stone. Also written in stone is the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is the first ever story, when Gilgamesh was one of the Sumerian kings, born of the Anunnaki, and that's where we get a lot of the information in regards to the Anunnaki in the actual Epic of Gilgamesh. Another one is called the Atra Hashish, and there's a number of other minor stories. Mostly we only have fragments, we don't have full stories. So we know that the Anunnaki was supposed to come from Nibiru. The whole thing about finding gold, all of those are in different fragments in different areas. But the Book of Enki was created, I think, in 2004, something like that. He was writing it when I spoke to him. He told me he was writing it. And what he's done is that he'd taken all of the books. Okay, so the Anunnaki Chronicles, which is everything from 12 Planets, Stairway to Heaven, Cosmic Code, all of those, right? So all of that is his scholarly work, and he then distillated that and did it exactly as I've done, taken all that stuff and then try to make a story out of it. So it's actually fiction. Okay, so we can't say this is written in stone, because the Book of Enki is not that at all. Okay, the Book of Enki is a story. He tried to make it into like a novel form, and that's why he made up the fictional scribe, who then spent 40 days listening to the god Enki dictating onto these 3 tablets. That's the story, but it is a story, it's not the truth. Okay, we have more truth actually in Order of the Nephilim, Genesis, and Cradle Falls. So when you consider the 12 families of the Illuminati, fact. The Illuminati was started in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt, fact. Linked into the UN, the Council for Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, fact. All of these are fact. The Council of 300, fact. All of the deep state stuff is fact. The links between the CIA, the intelligence services, all of that. UFOs, we now know that is fact. The American Air Force has come out and said as much. We know that there are extraterrestrials that visit this. This is fact now. It's not even conjecture. It's not even a conspiracy story. So we have the facts. They're just not in the Book of Enki. Okay, so the Book of Enki is the most digestible way of going through 40,000 tablets, and that's exactly what I'd done. I did the same process as Sitchin did, but I've come up with my own revelations as well, which actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, as you remember, I'm an old investigator, so I put things together, and that's the whole point. Is that there's very little that's called provable fact. There's the preponderance of evidence. Okay, so that means that it's pretty much on the money, and that's what I believe Sitchin's work is. When he did the Book of Enki, it's pretty much on the money. Is it fact? No. But it's conjecture, but it's good conjecture, and that's why I wrote what I've written in all my work, and that is why, if you're looking for the truth, we have the truth, okay, but it's not in the Book of Enki. So I'm going to give you another couple of videos. There's a few things on my mind at the moment. There's a few things I'm working on. So I will do that. I'll get this off to you straight away. All right, my love. I hope you're doing well. I miss you. You take care. Bye.